to talk about this piano today, which is a Kawai GL-10 baby grand. In the classical piano world, baby grands traditionally are viewed with concern about being too small, and generally if a piano is under 6 foot, people would feel that that wasn't a real piano. I had that viewpoint as well, and this changed for me when we bought in our first Kawai baby grand, which was over 10 years ago. That piano we put in a performance space in a loft as part of a general performance venue we were running. It was the only size we could fit up there. We had to cut the staircase in half to get the piano up. And we had some amazing performances there, solo classical piano, jazz, combination of instruments, and it was an incredibly intimate space, to put it mildly, and the piano was enjoyed by everybody who played it, and that changed my mind about what is possible in a small piano. You get top manufacturers also make baby grands. Possibly the best rated in the world is the Fazioli F156. However, that does come with a price tag of around 1.4 million, so it's a somewhat different category to these kind of pianos, which are relatively affordable. I would class the Kawai GL-10 as the best baby grand that I know of in the market anywhere, within the price range of around 200,000 Rand. It's very difficult for piano manufacturers to design and build good small pianos. When you have a large piano, there's a kind of intrinsic power and presence that it has simply by the amount of projection with long strings and a large soundboard. When you scale things down into a relatively small size, and this is 153 centimeters from the keyboard to the back of the piano, which is how grand pianos are measured, that limitation of size presents lots of design challenges, and it's about getting the maximum tone, projection and clarity and color from a relatively small soundboard, the soundboard being the entire surface under the strings and right up to the edge of the piano. Again, a lot of baby grands in this kind of price category or a little lower are not using solid spruce soundboards. Kawai do, and a very high quality spruce. They also have what's called a tapered soundboard, which means that the edges of the soundboard are thinned down to give it more elasticity and ensure that it holds its upwards crown very well over time. And then in the bass register, there's the difficulty of fitting enough string length into a relatively small cabinet to give you a good convincing sound, because the piano has to be able to balance to itself in terms of the registers for it to rate as a serious musical instrument. I think Kawai have done all of that very, very successfully. So if you compare this to a large good quality upright, there's a comparable bass element, but what you have in a piano like this is the mechanical advantage. And I'm going to talk a little bit and show you the inside of this piano, the mechanism that Kawai currently use, because that's very important in how this piano fits into the realm of pianos. So we're going to have a look at the mechanism in this piano. This is not something I would recommend anybody tries at home. And often people aren't aware that the mechanism of a grand piano comes out of the instrument as a separate unit. In a way, it's almost like the engine of the piano. So it's interesting to see that relationship to the instrument, and then I'll discuss the actual mechanism in a little more detail. One of the features of this piano, by the way, is that they have a steel reinforced front slip, which is very important because it prevents any bowing that on pianos that don't have it can actually jam keys. So Kawai's previous generation of this model was the GM series, and one of the big changes they've made is they've now fitted the GL range with their best quality mechanism. This is the Millennium 3 grand action, and that is the same action that they have in their top-end pianos. So this is the miraculous interior of a grand piano. A few things to notice here. These black parts are carbon fiber, which is very, very strong, very lightweight material, and virtually indestructible. So their wear and tear capability compared to wooden actions is very superior in my opinion. You can see more of it in the driving parts of the mechanism. All the acoustic parts in Kawai's actions remain of natural acoustic materials, so wood and felt, obviously, for the hammers. Now this mechanism is literally what you get in a Shigeru Kawai, which is their hand-built range, and so pianos that are well over R1 million and hand-built are using this mechanism. So that's a huge leap for a manufacturer to invest this quality in what is effectively an entry-level grand piano in terms of size. Another point about these mechanisms is this section here, which is called the chaser, in which these central pins run. In this Millennium 3 action, this has been lengthened, so most pianos have a much shorter chaser, and this length gives you greater power in the key and reduced flexing, from which you can lose some power. And then they also have these hardwood supports on the sides of the hammer as part of the Millennium 3 design. Again, increases rigidity at a focal point of power and transfer of the pianist's intentions to the strings, which of course is what all of this is about, is to convey that intention. So absolutely top quality mechanism, very well designed piano, well built, lots of handwork still goes into these pianos, and we'll do a little clip just now, but the intrinsic character of the piano, the range, it's a great pleasure to play one of these. It doesn't feel in any way as if one's moving to an instrument that you can't express yourself on, and that's in this lovely space where we're surrounded by beautiful, large and impressive and very expensive pianos. So I adore the Kawai GL-10. I think it's a fantastic instrument, and we will continue bringing them in, and I hope that anyone who's interested will come and chat to us further.